Today Show, they're announcing Time Magazine's Person of the Year. That's what.
Is that happening right this minute?
Yeah, which is great that we are on.
Our producer that produces our Facebook Live, Sarah, she just said she'll let us all know as soon as they announce it.
Everybody should choose who they think.
Yes.
Ben?
I say whistleblower.
That's what I think too.
I think because that final decision hasn't come down yet, I feel like it might be Greta, which I know you're kind of leaning towards.
Wait a minute, you didn't say that.
No, I did say Greta,
you
but
said the Chinese protesters.
I said Hong Kong protesters,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right, who are Chinese. I say Greta. Because they've never had someone that young. She's been in the news, so.
You might be onto something.
Just to be different.
Yeah.
You know.
She was here in Charlotte a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So if it's the whistleblower, it'll be the first anonymous person, right?
Will it be? I don't know. Because they've picked like sort of not ambiguous, but sort of
like
amorphous
groups, or like
groups.
a name.
And
yeah.
so,
an
but
idea.
as far as, an idea that might
this
be
dark figure.
Right, like
and
I'm thinking the cover would be,
Whistleblowers also were back in 2002 during the Enron scandal and things like that. But an actual anonymous whistleblower, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So at some point on the Today Show, which is on right now, they're going to announce it. So we'll see.
We'll keep watching.
It's strange because the Time Person of the Year has changed so much, like as who and what, because it's not just a person, but what kinds of things. Like, so I'm looking at this article, and they said perhaps the CEOs of Juul, the vaping.
Yeah.
And that's not something that people usually celebrate. It's just saying because they've created a lot of
story.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you go back to, I'm trying to think, the Watergate scandal, if Deep Throat was by chance on the front. I can't remember.
I bet.
Yeah, let's go back.
So our
Look
next,
at that. Too.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
our news anchor / researcher.
I'm Googling everything.
Yes.
all the
Yes.
time.
I like to Google.
One of our big topics this morning, and I will say in the 2 hours that we were on air from 5 to 7 and talking about reservations and if you should pay for them, we have gotten so many comments on our social media. I was updating them throughout the show. So the story behind is, you see this post right here on your screen, that's from Haberdish. So it's a pretty hip, trendy restaurant in Noda. And on their website, they now allow you to make a reservation, which they haven't allowed in the past. And they're holding like 25% of their dining space solely for reservations. But the problem is, you see that $2 per person right there? They're charging a fee per person to make the reservation, and they're not refunding you when you show up. They're not crediting it back to your bill, what have you. So that's what people are kind of
not applying it to the tip or anything like that. I have reservations about paying for reservations.
I will take an unpopular stance on this, and then I say I don't blame them. As I said on air, the restaurant business is notoriously finicky and difficult, especially if you're like them and you're locally owned. I mean, it's easy if you're a Cheesecake Factory, but if you're locally owned like they are, it is a tough business. And unfortunately, you have to deal with people flaking and not showing up for their reservations. And so you have a table reserved and they don't show up. Meanwhile, you have people lining up. And it's not fair to these are small business. These are local business owners, and it's not fair to them. And so while I don't like it and while it makes it more difficult, I blame the no-shows.
But however, the restaurant could fix that problem by also still crediting when you show up for that reservation. Yeah. And just charging them if you're late or if you don't show up, then you don't get your money back.
Right. I mean, give it to the wait staff. They deserve it.
Correct, but then does it go both ways? So if I'm waiting for my table and it's been 45 minutes or a half hour or 15 minutes even, and I'm paying, do I charge them money? Do you know what I mean? So you're saying if you're late, then they won't give you your money back.
Yeah.
Well, what if they're late?
It does put a lot of pressure on them.
Right.
Because, as we said, if you show up there and I've paid $10 for the people on my party, that table better be sitting there with my name on a placard, ready to go. I mean,
that's a good point.
And if it's not, then how does it work?
I also think, too, that you said this is new. They recently started taking reservations.
Yeah.
So I don't think this isn't a problem that they've seen for years, that they've been losing money. This is new. They never took reservations before.
Right. And I almost feel like maybe they've been asked, please let us have reservations because, I don't know, I'm just thinking like a corporate dinner or something on a Wednesday.
Say that again, Ricky? They've always taken reservations?
You know what? It's a free country, and you have the right to do that as a business. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is a good experiment. It may be standard.
They've had a waiting list up until this point.
Yeah, and my point was kind of like, I think that like if you want a 7:30 dinner reservation, that's like the hot time, right? Yeah. And you have a corporate group or whatever, business people, and you have 10 people, you're not going to be able to sit very quickly, obviously. And so maybe they would be willing to pay 10 people $2, 20 bucks.
You can impress some folks from out of town. You're going, oh, Mrs. Bringle, yes, you come right in here. You know,
right. There you go.
Pay in advance.
I just want to know why Haberdish doesn't
royalty.
have brunch when they should be having brunch.
Those
You know, they have that weird thing that they have it during the week, but they don't have it.
So you think they should focus on those problems?
Well, they're the different restaurant.
The food there is really
their chicken
good.
and waffles and their punch bowls.
So
Amazing.
they have weekday brunch 9 to 2 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and then weekend brunch is not.
Because everybody else
Brunch.
is doing it then.
Yeah.
So
They do have really good
Natasha's
food.
saying they may lose business. Do you think that they will because of this addition? Because they didn't have it before.
I think what'll happen, some of the folks who used to come will probably stop, but then a whole new group of people go, hey, we can pay, we'll definitely go in there.
It's very popular.
Have a nice,
I doubt this
nice
will affect their
table,
business.
Good food.
I posted it on my Facebook, and William says, I was raised to think it's unthinkable to make a reservation and be a no-show. Call if you're running late or need to cancel. It's called manners. I totally
Right.
agree. And then, but Melissa says, nah, I'm not paying for a spot to pay for their services. Never been there, don't need to go apparently.
Rich just said, depends on the restaurant because Haberdish is so tough to get into on a Saturday night, and it's excellent.
Yeah.
He says he's not going to pay the fee to get into Applebee's, but, you know.
100%. I think that's a perfectly valid point.
So you see it when it's right. I went to their website and it says new wait list and reservations. We're primarily a walk-up restaurant, and you may join our wait list here on our website. So they do make like some,
Wait list.
right. They make it so you can join online. But it says if you do want to have a reservation, you can make it up to 2 months in advance for parties of 2 to 8 people.
I guarantee other restaurants are going to consider this.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
100%.
It's going to happen more and more often.
I mean, think about it. In a free market society, if, to use your example, if I want to eat on a Saturday night at 7:15, that is worth a whole lot more than eating at 5 in the afternoon or at 9:30 at night. I mean, in any other sort of business, you're going to pay a premium for
Right.
a prime spot like that. You're going to.
I mean, I just went to, what is it, the new restaurant in South End, Linen Pen, and I was like, Tuesday, we'll be fine. We had to sit at the bar.
Was
There
it
were no
good?
tables. Yeah.
Slightly off topic, but to the same idea of Charlotte restaurants, new Charlotte restaurants. I went to North Italia over the weekend.
Oh, I do like
and,
that place.
Been a couple of times, and it's really good. But something interesting, we found on Open Table that they're always booked solid. And it's like, what is going on? Like, this place is that popular.
But on, like,
We went in
Resi or something?
But no, when you go in, there's plenty of tables. And so we ended up asking one of the managers, we're like, hey, just out of curiosity, why are you guys saying you're booked on Open Table and online, but when you get here, there's plenty of tables. And they say that being a new restaurant, they want to make sure they don't take on more than they can handle. And so they want to leave plenty of room for walk-ins, but still be able to have some reservations.
That's
So
really
that's the
interesting.
reason. So if you go on Open Table and a new restaurant like that is fully booked, don't think that you can't walk in still.
Well, but I walked in last night, and there were a bunch of open tables, and they
Yeah.
couldn't seat us there.
Yeah, I believe that too.
And I think it's because, they don't want
Staffing.
to take on more than they
Yeah.
can
The
chew right
restaurant
now.
business, notoriously, the profit margin is so small. It's the
So
toughest
small.
industry, toughest business anybody can ever be in. If you've ever known anyone who's run one,
Yep.
yeah, I admire those people who are local
Yeah,
restaurants.
that's why
successful.
I'm sympathetic.
You bank on the cocktails and the alcohol.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah, that helps
a lot
a
of
lot.
profit in that.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, switching gears to talk about the holidays, shopping and cookies.
I love cookies.
I guess we all start fantasizing about holiday dessert 3 weeks before the holiday.
Yeah.
I was surprised by this list, though, because as we've debated sugar cookies, Ben thinks they're overrated.
I'm
I
Team
love
Ben.
them.
They're an abomination.
Yeah.
What do you think, Larry?
I'm kind of half and half on that. Kind of like Ben on that. They're not my favorite cookie unless they were my grandmother's. They really were very good, but she's no longer around. Carrot cake, pumpkin pie, Danish crinkle. I'm not the biggest on desserts for Christmas. I don't think about desserts for Christmas.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I just think about
I do.
Well,
Christmas.
my mother makes really good sugar cookies, and we
Sugar.
cut, with the cookie cutters, the Santa and the
you're
tree.
making it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Those are
we cover them. The good part about it is
you're not just plain. You're talking about the sugar cookies. They're decorated with all this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought just some plain sugar.
We cover them with like
Okay, that's better.
chocolate chips.
Oh yeah, that's better.
That's
Cinnamon
not a
and
sugar
sugar.
cookie.
That's not really a sugar cookie.
I think it counts.
It's a coated,
Red Hots.
It's a coated cookie.
Red Hots all over.
Hots?
No,
Really?
no.
And they melt. Oh my God, that's so good.
That's not a
See,
sugar
that
cookie.
changes
That is a sugar cookie.
That's not pure sugar.
Well,
It's
if
a
you have
Christmas-
sugar, then you have a
It
snickerdoodle.
is a Christmas cookie.
And then you have a Christmas cookie is one thing.
It's a Christmas cookie. Who serves plain trees?
What I love, I just get so
Like
excited.
Cookie cutter trees.
got that, yeah.
That's what I meant.
I get so excited to make Buckeyes. Do you guys like those?
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
I know what Buckeyes are.
Oh, they're
Oh man, I know what
picture.
Buckeyes are when it comes
they're
to
chocolate
Ohio.
with
Yeah.
rolled in peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah.
so good.
Oh my gosh. And like for some reason,
But I only knew that because I
You're
used
from
to work
Ohio.
at. Well, I'm not from
Well, I
Ohio,
mean,
but I
you
used to
work there.
work in Columbus,
Yeah.
and so everything is Buckeye.
Okay, here it
and
is.
those are
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
I know what the original Buckeyes are. Let me see. What's
So
that?
they're like these. They look like the Buckeye
Oh
nut.
yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, but they're like the chocolate with the peanut butter. It's like
Think of it
So
like a
good.
Reese's
Chestnuts.
like combination.
Like chestnuts.
yes.
Oh yes. Yes.
It's
Larry, I learned something new about you all the time.
That's always fun.
You
What's
wait
that?
till the last minute to shop for
always.
Christmas presents?
I love when you talk about this.
I started when I was a kid. What I did is I had a job in the summertime mowing lawns. And
Okay.
so I'd save my money so I could shop for Christmas. And so from the time
You need a sweet
I
man.
really
I
started when
know.
I was about maybe 10, 11. Okay, I go uptown. We were in Winston-Salem. I go shopping, but I always did the last minute because for whatever reason, it's still like today. You get a good deal. on
Yeah.
things. So I can get some bargains. And then it got to the point where
The thrill of it all, huh?
Well, the jobs I had were always weird hours and radios, working at night, television, working early morning. So I would just show up late, and it got to be exciting and fun. And I mean, I've literally been kicked out.
Do they get on the loudspeaker and go, Larry, sprinkle?
No, I was. This was years ago at Belk at Eastland Mall, and literally was,
They said,
shoppers, doors are closing at 9. Sir, they didn't say my name. Sir, would you please leave? And they go, sir.
You're like, are you the only one left? You were the only one
I
left?
really was. I was the only one left.
So when you say last minute, how last minute?
He means last minute.
I
Like
believe
day
it or
before
not.
Christmas Eve?
No, listen to this. This is the truth. I worked quite often. I worked Christmas Day.
Right.
Left this station, gone to Walgreens down the street here.
That's where you do your Christmas shopping?
Well, not all of it. But
Listen, I feel bad for the recipient.
But tell the story about the baby, the baby doll.
Now this is years and years ago. Probably, I was in. This is when I was in radio. So it's way back in the day.
It's really good.
I had. I was putting something together. Needed batteries. Oh gosh, I'll go down to Eckerd. That was the only place open
Oh,
in
I
Charlotte.
remember Eckerd.
On Independence Boulevard. Went down to Eckerd, walked in. It was packed. I mean, it was packed with.
This was Christmas Day?
Christmas Day morning, about 3 in the morning. There were about 100 guys in there. No,
Oh,
no
guys.
women, no
Probably
women
because it was the
shopping.
only thing open.
Literally. I mean, some people buying batteries, but I saw guys buying washcloths, Scouts honor, and there was a doll with one leg, and the guy goes, picked it up, took it up the counter. Sir, did you want that? Yeah, I'll take it. Bought a one-legged doll. So, yes, last minute Larry was there. But
I like
was
it.
still
Wow.
fun. It was
Yeah,
exciting.
I'm sure it was
I like
fun.
it.
So
See-
you may see me out there running around frantically shopping. But no, to be quite honest, what I would do if I tried to shop early, I would start buying for myself. I go, what? This is not Christmas?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I wait till last minute, I'm so centered, focused.
On other people.
It's the pressure.
Yeah, it
That's
is
a
a
good
pressure.
point.
Yeah, some people operate best under pressure. I tend to agree.
Pressure. Under
See,
pressure.
I find it so fun to plan ahead and to have everything done early and wrapped so you can stare at them. And I get so excited to give them their gift.
I never, but my problem is if I get you a gift, I'm going to give it to you. And then I'll be like, great, I already gave you your gift. So then I have to get another one and get another one because I get so excited to give someone a gift that I'm like, oh, I'm just going to give it to you right now.
Yeah. And then you have to come up with something else.
Yes.
That's tough. What
And you
about
make
you,
them
Ben?
open. That's what
Yes, I do.
Waiting to the last minute, not last minute, but the week before,
Wow.
week and a half before,
Nice
something
little
like that.
pressure.
Yeah, I like a little bit. I operate at work. I mean, you guys know if you're having to write a story or something, give me 5 hours and I will take 5 hours. Give me 30 minutes, I'll have that sucker done in 15. Like the pressure,
true.
pressure helps me, for sure.
All right, well, what's the weather going to be like before people leave? Because it was not too nice when I left.
The rain is moving out. That's good.
Okay.
Unfortunately, for those who enjoyed the temperatures yesterday, I know it was not a beautiful day yesterday.
Oh, it was horrible, Larry. It was horrible.
Ben hated
I don't care
it.
if it was 95. It was the sky was charcoal.
It wasn't a pretty picture. Today, much better, clearing skies in the afternoon. Tomorrow will be sunny. Unfortunately, Friday, if you hated yesterday, you are not even going to leave your house on Friday, man. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be cold. Some freezing rain north of here. Saturday morning, a few showers. Sunday will be sunny. There's a football game. From what I understand, at Bank of America Stadium.
It's happening?
There's a local team
no.
playing another team.
We can't pass that game?
Listen, anybody who grew up in the Midwest knows.
What game are we talking about? Clemson?
The Panthers game.
Panthers.
On
Panthers,
Sunday.
Seattle.
Anybody who grew up in the Midwest, I'd say somewhere between Pittsburgh and Chicago, knows that from like October to April, you see no sunlight.
And so that's the way you felt yesterday?
And so yesterday, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm back to growing up in Cleveland, Ohio.
It was not a pretty picture, but it just felt outside, not having to put a coat on.
Temperature was nice. Yeah.
So today people need a coat.
Oh, yeah.
They need
Tomorrow,
umbrellas.
definitely overcoat, and Saturday, you need your galoshes, you need your umbrellas, your rain gear.
It's going to be rough out there.
It's going to be tough and rough. And Ben is just going to be complaining.
I will be.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't
man.
It takes a lot to get that man happy.
I can't wait to be here.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The Time Person of the Year.
Are we off?